Okay, so yeah, very warm welcome to all of you to Quarantine International Film Festival 2020. It's the first edition of the festival, and I'm very glad that all of you really made beautiful films and very interesting issue-based, and there are a variety of films actually. In fact, the jury members are also very happy that they are seeing really interesting films coming out of the homes, like with minimal of the resources, because a lot of people like use just one room, just one camera, just without editing, just one single setup. That was also the criteria for the film festival as well, because it's not a regular film festival where everything is provided and we would be expecting the editing has to be correct, camera has to be perfect, and all the background, sound, music, everything has to be correct. So that was not the condition. The condition was to convey the idea in a most suitable way. So that way, you all are winner for me. And slowly, if we will first, this is the first time we are interacting on this platform. I so wanted to have a bigger press release or a big directors meet kind of a thing, but this is the need of the hour. So a lot of things are happening now online like this. So once again, I welcome you all. I will slowly go one by one here, and what we'll do is I would like to know, in the end, like 15 minutes, we'll keep it for like uh, chatting between amongst ourselves. Before that, I would like you to introduce your film and also the thought behind it. What actually propelled you to participate in the festival? What actually gave you the impulse to come up with your story? So basically, your journey about this festival, this film of yours, if you could share. So take about like 2 3 minutes, 4 minutes approximately in telling your story about the film. So we can start with anybody who is willing to go. Okay, Kainath.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
audible?
yeah, yeah. You're audible.
Okay. So I'm a writer and I've been in advertising for around 10 years. And I'm a freelance writer right now. And I'm writing stories and I'm writing children's stories. I also wrote 21 lockdown stories for children, which got published.
Wow.
And I'm also writing children's books. And this topic is actually very close to my heart. And because I've seen a lot of people, and I myself have also gone through not the postpartum depression, but yes, blues we all go through. But I was just reading all the messages since I've shared the film. I've got tremendous response. People are messaging me, and telling me that this topic is brilliant. I'm surprised that nobody talks about postpartum depression because it's the most important topic. So, and I had actually written this film pretty, it's a long time ago, but I actually, it's such a important topic and nobody wants to talk because it's very scary for mothers to talk about this topic because they will be judged. And it's also a guilt that goes on in their heart and in their head. अभी मैं क्या करूँ ना पूरी life change हो गई है. And it's like they can't talk to anybody because if they talk to their parents, they'll be कैसी माँ है, she's talking like that about her daughter or her kid. So I thought that this topic should be touched upon, and during this lockdown, it's quite depressing because firstly there is no help, and you're doing everything on your own, and it's becoming very difficult, especially to manage children. And new mothers are really facing, a lot of problem through all of this. And the least that people can do is just support them and speak to them. You sit down and you just speak. During this lockdown, also we're just sitting at home and we are on our mobile. We're not interacting with each other. So the least you can do is actually listen to them. We're not telling you to share their workload and all, but just listen to them, let them pour their heart out. And that's why I just thought that it would be a nice topic to touch upon. And I did the film in such a way that I feel it's a domestic violence film, and then towards the end you come to know that it's not domestic violence. Why should domestic violence only be such a stigma on a woman or something that a woman goes through? It's actually even a child can trouble the person. In her mind it's like she's being tortured. So I wanted to show it as a domestic violence film, and then in the end you're like, oh shit, it's not that. It's this child who's torturing her like that. So that's the thing I wanted to touch on.
That's yeah, that was a very intelligent way actually. How you said narrated also that how you drifted it from being domestic violence to the violence towards the child, mother and child relationship, and how what kind of a hardship one can face during this lockdown. So this is a brilliant effort, and I would like to rather add that while we are discussing like director by director, if anybody has any particular thing to say or react to that particular film, so we can go now only, so one line or two line or whatsoever, because it will be difficult to sum up all the films together. So yeah, so let's go with the flow. So anybody wants to comment on Kainat's film, or yeah, definitely I love the film. So anybody, yeah. Yeah, you can unmute your mics if anybody wants to say something to Kainat or about the film Tit for Tat. Are you all like? Can you all hear me? Like, am I audible? आपको सबको आवाजें आ रही हैं? I think there are some bewildered faces कि समझ नहीं आ रहा कि सुनाई पड़ रहा है कि नहीं पड़ रहा है. So, okay, Harsha says that okay, I'm audible. Abhishek also nodded. All right, so I mean, it's not necessary that we have to comment, and definitely we enjoy the film. That is also very important. So we move on to the next speaker. So whoever wants to go, Harsha, you would like to go? Yeah,
Yeah, I just unmuted. Am I audible?
yeah, you are audible.
Okay. Uh, my name is Harsha Udupi. Uh, I'm not from this film background, actually. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
audible.
I'm from software industry. I worked in software industry for last 35 years, and I'm a retired software professional. And last 3 4 years, I am just out of my passion. I'm making few movies which are predominantly social cause movies, or movies which are short movies or musical videos. Uh, this particular film, actually, during this quarantine, I did 3 movies. I submitted all the movies for this particular competition, and the Bahar Ka Khana, what got premiered today, got selected. Typically, when we say quarantine, what happens is we get into a comfort zone and make the movie within the 4 walls, because we don't want to go out of the 4 walls, because all our stories, our thinking are limited using the constraint of the 4 walls, because we don't want to go out, give the camera to somebody or give it to outsource. Okay. In Bahar Ka Khana, what I experimented is there are 7 families, 14 characters distributed across multiple cities. Okay. But in the story, they are all in the same building. But physically, there are 7 families in 7 buildings in 2 3 cities within Mumbai, and 1 family from Hyderabad. So what I have done is I have given the liberty to these families to shoot themselves and give me the clips. So what I did was I have given them a very tight script, tight direction, and the camera angle, which they followed to the dot. So they did the shooting. I remotely monitored. I clubbed all the clippings together and edited and presented. That's how the Bahar Ka Khana was conceived and presented. The challenge what I did was going out of my comfort level, giving the camera to the actors, to the family, and none of these are actors. Believe me, they're all professionals, teachers, housewives, HR professionals, and various professional background. They are not from the industry, except one family. All other families are all normal people. They are doing it for the first time, and they did a wonderful job, because They just followed. It took 3 days for us to shoot because Bahar Ka Khana, what we did was basically coming to the theme of the film. What happened was during the quarantine, we were all fed up with what we eat because I am a South Indian. I am from Udupi. I eat idli dosa every day. And one fine day, I want to eat Chinese food or Thai food. How I will eat because everything is closed. The concept is Bahar Ka Khana. We are fed up with our food and we would like to eat something from outside. And basically, the neighbors, we exchange the food. So that's what we reveal at the end of the film. So we call each other and we exchange the food. So that plot is revealed at the end. But the whole build-up is through a kid. A kid is saying, every day I'm eating rice and sambar. I want to eat chole parota. And the father obliges to that. And he calls his neighbor and gets him chole parota. And that is a chain reaction, what we did in this particular film. And I think after this premiere today, people will like this particular concept and like the challenge I took involving 14 characters, 7 families within this 5 to 6 minutes of the film.
Yeah, so very commendable. In fact, I would like to add here that the idea is very prime because I loved the idea, even the jury members loved the idea, whosoever saw, because everybody craves for the out Bahar Ka Khana. So how do we eat it actually? In fact, I have in the last 80-85 days of lockdown, I have not eaten Bahar at all. But then this gives me a very good idea that, okay, now we can actually do that. So the idea at the idea level, your film was fantastic, and I can completely understand that since people were like fresh, like students or professionals from other fields. But then that is not that was not the criteria, definitely, to select a film. So on the idea level, it was very novel, and it was done also. It was like, although I mean, if we compare it to the very high technical standards, it would not fit into. But then at this level, it was nicely created as well. If anybody wants to add to,
yeah, I want to add 2 points here.
Yeah.
Number one is a common man film, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have given the camera to the common men who are not the filmmakers. That is number 1 point. And second point is, after seeing this film, so many people like the idea and they have started exchanging the food. Okay, forget about the short film. They like the idea and they are ordering the food at the neighbor and exchanging the food. I think when they tell that story to me, I feel that the message is reached the masses.
Exactly. So you, in fact, started a movement called Bahar Ka Khana in quarantine time. And and it can be really widespread. Like as the people would get to know about this idea, it will surely start in all the societies. And I would now, if anybody has to comment onto this film.
I just want to say that it was quite heartwarming.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So Arsha sir, congratulations on the concept. I am been brought up in Bangalore, so I know Udupi. So I saw the name Udupi. I realized that you are from Udupi, and I guess the idli sambar was your menu.
Correct.
So nice concept.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Harsha ji, I also liked the film very much. Had I seen the film earlier, or had I got the chance to see the film earlier, I would have followed this. I would have asked my neighbors to make food for me. It was a very good concept. It was a novel concept during Novel Corona.
Right.
I think it's a brilliant idea to get this Bahar Ka Khana. It's really nice because we are craving. We're very tired of dal, chawal, roti, sabzi.
Correct. Actually, in the film, you can see my wife complaining about the same. Every day we eat the same thing. Let us order something outside.
Exactly. So the idea has a lot of novelty, definitely. And as you discussed about the process of the filmmaking, that you also did this remotely. So now I will ask Pratya to come up and say about his film, because his film is also virtually directed. Like he had done this film and he had instructed the actors, and the director was also at a different place. So let's hear from Pratya about this film. Pratya, are you there? I think his network is gone kaput. So this will keep happening. So let's wait for Pratya. Maybe he'll join. In the meantime, okay, is he there? No. The screens also keep shifting. So okay, so we can start with Maz. Your film was also brilliant. Very short and sweet film. Yeah. So let's get on with Maz.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. I'm Maz Kazmi, based in Mumbai. I work in the film and television industry as a writer, director, creative producer. I make films for brands. But that's for kitchen. For my soul, I keep making my independent films and I keep sending them to film festivals. Right since my studies days, when I was doing my masters and all, I kept making films for festivals because that gives me true gratification. Industry is something that will keep happening for the rest of the time. So, about the film, my film is titled Smoked Chicken Gravy. Okay, it's a teeny tiny 50-seconder film. It was a very short idea that me and my wife came up with because we were getting bored, and it was kind of an incidental takeoff from a study that we came across, which was that the number of cases of domestic violence that are being reported is on the rise, especially during the lockdown, because victims generally do not have a way out. They're forced to stay with their abuser. So that was something that piqued our interest, and we started wondering as to what are the ways for a victim to ask for help in such a scenario. Also, there's another scenario that was popping up during these times, which was people experimenting with food recipes and putting it up online and posting about it. People who generally don't cook because of the professional lives have had time now to cook and experiment and post. So I thought maybe we can club these two topical things happening, one a grave issue, one a trend, and mix it and probably make it an attempt of a survivor or a victim to ask for help. And it was my conscious effort to keep it very underproduced. There was no music, there was no voiceover, no jazzy cuts. It was a single short film. I don't know, instinctively I felt this film needs to be very underproduced for the message to hit hard and to hit home. That is it. The moment we came up with the idea, we wrote it in the morning, shot it in the afternoon, edited it in the evening. Me and my wife acted. None of us are actors. We just somehow, I think, managed to do it after 40 takes. And I think we got that right take, which can last 50 seconds without any hiccups. And the moment it was done, I started sending it to my friends and my colleagues in the industry. And seeing the response, I thought maybe this might be. So I started sending it to film festivals, and I'm glad it got selected here.
Yeah, so I would add it here. As you said that you amalgamated two ideas, like one was the domestic violence and another was like how people are going online. Because these days, like not only the cooking shows, but everybody's online giving lots of yarns about things. Everybody has become a psychologist, everybody has become a counselor online. And people are so this is a very nice way that how you amalgamated both the ideas together and in a very precise way, because I love your film because the moment it starts, I mean, it just starts on the face. So, like, yeah. So that is the beauty of the film.
It is supposed to be a regular thing for that housewife that she keeps doing, but this is the time where she is also trying to subtly ask for help.
Mm-hmm. So, also, I have a question for you here. That
sure.
Like you said that you purposely wanted to make it short, but then after making it, did not get into that trap of, oh, maybe I should make it a little longer, because filmmakers generally have that thing that when they complete the thing, then they realize, oh, maybe I should add some bit of it, I should extend something, or
no. So it's reverse for me. If you ask me to make something that's a 15-minute, a 20-minute, a 30-minute, it might be a difficult thing for me. I'm tuned to writing copies. I'm tuned to writing 1-minuters and 2-minuters. Mm-hmm. And whatever I need to say, I'm tuned to saying it in a concise manner. It's been my institutionalizing since my studying days
Mhm.
to just say how much ever it is required to be said. So to answer your question, it never came into my mind whether I should stretch it and extend, or maybe just indulge into it more. No, in fact, there was a point in time where I regretted making it because my wife started getting calls from her friends that whether her husband is indeed abusing her. So she had to clarify, no, just a film.
In fact, what happened, like towards the end, when your caption, the last caption that comes on the screen,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
actually, I was thinking that maybe you could have, and the voiceover still continues, right? And voiceover continues
yeah,
for a very long time. So I
yeah.
was thinking from my own perspective that maybe you should have extended some of the visuals to maybe for another 5 seconds, and then the caption should come. Because then when the caption comes, then it is static. So actually,
Hmm.
visually, it's not changing anything. But then we definitely have the
Okay.
dialogues, the voice thing. Yeah, that was like my
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Otherwise, like the film works definitely. Either way.
So, thank you so much.
Anybody would like to have any comment? Yeah, Asha.
Yeah, actually, I love this particular film. It is short, sweet, crisp, and very, very powerful. And see the twist. I mean, initially, though it started as a cookery show, the twist it really makes Rongte Kade Hote Hain, jo that feeling was there when the twist came, and I loved it. I loved the treatment and the crispness and the powerful message. I enjoyed the film.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Asha.
And also, I agree with Sham sir, as I was also expecting somewhere, crisp cut of 2-3 seconds.
Hmm.
But yeah, but well done, sir.
Thank you so much. If you could just elaborate 2-3 seconds more of what, as in just for my clarity.
As in, like, this is the screen, you're glued to it. You're glued to it, and there's a run of thoughts from the body to
Yeah.
mind to analyze that gap. So
Okay.
a film always, an idea should flow from the mind and analyze.
Okay.
So at the last moment, just microseconds might be when the thought, it is just to analyze something, and then my thought just moves from a film to the last caption wise. So
Okay.
just 1-2 second, if I'm not wrong, might be Sham sir could elaborate it more. Just that might be crisp, but
Okay.
it's very lovable and short said as crisp. Within 1 minute, elaborating so much and giving such an message, it is also a challenge, which is
Thank you so
much.
much. I'm taken. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more comments? Pratya is not visible. Manashi is not visible. Shubham, Suraj, Abhishek, Kainat, anything
We've
to
gotten
add or
I'm
should
sorry.
we?
Yeah, actually, my
there's a text prompt on
video
there.
is not working. I don't know. So there's some problem. The video is not working.
Okay, okay, but you can hear. Okay,
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, yeah.
okay, okay, all right. So yeah, if you have to add any comments or anything to this film, you can add. Right? We can hear you. So or we can move on to the next. All right. So let's move on to the next director. Okay, Abhishek. Yeah. Can we start with you now? Yeah. Abhishek, you're not audible. No, no, no. I can see the lips moving, but the voice is not coming. And yeah, try again. No, your voice is not coming. Try removing the headphone, the earphone. Like if no, 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 your voice is not coming. Just try and remove it from the plug. Even then, we can hear. And now try and speak something. No, we can't hear anything. Okay, so try again with the headphone. This is the technical problem of an online thing. Yeah, try and speak something. Your mic is off right now. Okay, now I've switched it on. Say. No, can't hear anything. Okay, so try and figure it out. Mute yourself and try and figure it out so that in the meantime we'll move to another character, right? So let's talk to Shri about his film. Yeah, Shri, can you hear? Yeah. Okay.
I'd lost you. Sorry. Can you hear me loud?
Yeah. No worries.
So, Shyamji, nothing. First of all, honestly, this sort of festival itself has kept films alive in everybody. So this somewhere motivated us. I think every director here on the platform would really agree that thought, idea, script, dialogue, all in the quarantine was a challenging. Keeping all in mind the music, the properties, people not able to handle the camera, but when you have to edit, you get all the corrections. After finishing the movie, then getting selected for a short film festival, I think is a great challenge. Everybody has done wonderful ideas into movies, and actually I wanted to thank you personally, more than the awards and the selection, because somewhere the competition of this has kept alive, and and motivated somewhere that ideas we generate while we sleeping, while we have breakfast, while we are talking to each other to make it into movies. This sort of festivals do motivate. So congratulations on that. And I think in this quarantine it must have been very hard for you to conduct such and such. Like we face the challenges, you must also have faced the challenges.
Well, thank you for that. I would add here that actually it was not a challenge, rather, it was a very good way out for me to indulge into my time of boredom, because I got so bored when the lockdown started. I started watching Netflix, I started watching Amazon Prime, like my 12 hours, 14 hours was going into that. And then I realized after 4 5 days that this is not going to last, I have to do something else. So then this idea came up. First the idea was to create a theater festival online. Then I realized that theater would be much more difficult actually. So I came up with the idea of like having the Quarantine International Film Festival, and we also started a lot of things. Like in fact, I have shot a lot of stories during this time. We did like 3 workshops online on acting, voice speech, screenwriting. So I actually took this time as a challenge that okay, let me induce into my creativity, to my creative faculties. And so it was fun actually creating this festival and getting people on board. I was fortunate enough that we got good amount of juries, like they are really good. And you didn't tell about the film, so I would like to know about the film, any hardship that you faced, about the idea, how it originated, what was the impulse to create it. Briefly tell me about it.
Yeah, basically, as I said, every step was a hardship. But this film has taught me to do a beautiful film, a beautiful concept with less resources and with less equipments and unskilled people also. This is what lockdown has taught me. It has motivated me a lot to do films with whatever equipment you have. It is also kept my desire on, and it has told me it is not with the equipment, it's not with the lightings, but the desire what you have and the conversion what you do into films is most important. If lockdown wouldn't have happened, might be I would have looked for more equipment, the light, the producer for the same concept. But concept from a night idea to dialogue, script, as I told, then into film and selection is a big thing. And
Sorry,
every
Shri,
stage there was a challenge.
Sorry to interrupt. If you could just tell the title of your film.
It's The Gift, and it is being showcased at 4 p.m. today. It got premiered.
Okay.
The Gift was the second last film, I guess, today.
Yeah. 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
All right, please continue.
So challenges, of course, we faced, but for the first time, I had fun facing the challenges and making it happen. writing the dialogue, script, and asking my flatmate to direct this way and editing it. I only had laptop for 2 days. The other flatmate was rushing to Nagpur, so he already had got all e-passes, and also I sat 2 nights continuously to edit the music and everything. So challenges faced, but I loved each and every bit of it. Trust me, loved each and every. And I made sure that my film, doesn't concentrate much on the ongoing situations and the daily issues and the topics which already films have been made. I really wanted to concentrate my film to be called entertainment, only entertainment. I wanted my audience to see dance. I wanted my audience to see something different. I wanted my audience to be get bored. To come across each stage of life, like love phase, happy phase, sad phase, and miracle happening and illusion happening. So, gathering all the ideas and points and making it to very crisp also was a challenging. But I wanted my audience to get entertained in the especially lockdown period. And I made the film on a long run, not only during the lockdown period. If you can see the concept, nowhere it showcases about the lockdown and whatever. So I made a film which can be on long run and as an entertainment with less equipment and less challenging situations.
All right. Any questions or comments for Shri?
I guess I spoke much that nobody has.
No, I just have.
Or else they are worried that my question will again.
I think Maz is going to ask something and Kainat is also going to ask
No,
something.
I haven't seen it. So
Ajay, you haven't seen it? No, then.
No.
Okay. So this is not done. You have to see all other films also.
No,
yeah.
because it was showcasing a little later, so I think that's why I missed it.
No. We finished today's screening at 3:30 and then I had
Oh
scheduled
shit!
this
Then
at
that's
4.
right. My bad. My bad.
No worries. So you can.
No, so to satisfy my curiosity, I did some chori, and before the premiere, only I went into your YouTube channel, checked the playlist, and saw all the films.
Oh my God! All right. Yeah, that is what I was wondering. That why people have already got views when I had not listed them. See, because what I did was for jury to make it easily available, I listed all the films on YouTube and then sent it with the unlisted version and did not announce it on the channel yet. Because otherwise, to send them the big files, it's very difficult because everybody is getting low bandwidth of internet these days. Yeah.
No. So just to continue, I just had one small observation. The gift. It's a nice emotional film. I just wanted to ask you, Shri, about the pace of the film. I just felt that it could have done better with a pacier narrative. I just felt at places it was a little too slow. I just wanted to know, was it a conscious decision to keep this pace, or was it something else?
So there was a thought, one particular part which was making my film really a bit lengthier or not necessary. I give it a thought whether I should do, I should not, I should do, I should not. Even after editing that thought continuously, that one particular part of talking on the phone kept me, should I keep this or not keep it? But seeing on a larger vision scale and entertainment scale, and I wanted the graph of the audience, the psychology of the audience to go low, high. And that scene, I made a decision, yes, that is very much required, which will give more impact on the end. If you see the film and if you study yourself, the state of mind, the situation, what you're seeing the film at that particular point and at the end is totally different. And that is what people would really love, I felt, and I kept, the length and the situation what you're talking about.
Sure.
So, see, I mean, definitely there can be as many perspectives as possible because Mars coming from a copywriting background and making films tighter, like वो पुरानी कहावत है गागर में सागर, है ना? So, like in one line, he would like to say convey 10 lines.
No, I can sync very much the thoughts of Mars as myself. I'm an electrical engineer, so yeah, I can know the perception and the different angles what you might be thinking as an engineer.
All right. So, okay. So, any more thoughts, or let's move on to another director? I think two people have already gone. Their internet connection is not. Okay. So, Abhishek, are you able to sort your voice thing?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
I am
So,
audible.
yeah. You're audible.
So, within given time, I just want to say two things. One, introduction, small introduction, and second is about evolution of the idea of this film, this particular film, गम न कर. तो जैसे मैं अपनी बात रखता हूँ कि मैं एक थिएटर प्रैक्टिशनर हूँ और थिएटर में भी स्पेसिफिक थिएटर प्रैक्टिसेस, थिएटर इन एजुकेशन. सो उसमें अभी मैं टीचर प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट में काम कर रहा हूँ. मेरा ज्यादातर काम कम्युनिटीज में, टीचर्स की कम्युनिटी के बीच में होता है और पब्लिक गैदरिंग में होता है. तो सडनली जब लॉकडाउन हुआ तो इट वाज शॉकिंग फॉर व्हाट टू डू. हर रोज जब हम थिएटर कर रहे हैं, हर रोज कहीं ना कहीं जाके पब्लिक में परफॉर्मेंसेस कर रहे हैं, तो अब हम क्या करें? ह्यूमन प्रॉक्सिमिटी, मूवमेंट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड है. तो सबसे पहला जो गाज गिरनी थी वो शायद थिएटर पे गिरनी थी और वो थिएटर पे गिरी. अब क्या करेंगे? ये जो ब्लॉकेज है, ये ब्लॉकेज इस आइडिया को जन्म देता है कि इस ब्लॉकेज में हम जो कुछ हमारे पास एक्सप्रेशंस है उसको हम कैसे करेंगे, हम अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस कैसे करेंगे. तो साथ ही साथ थिएटर के साथ मुझे फोटोग्राफी का शौक है, स्टिल कैमरा, वीडियो, मोबाइल कैमरा तो है ही. तो जस्ट मैंने सब कुछ जब ठहरा हुआ है तो कुछ चल रहा है. ये आइडिया, ओरिजिनल प्रीमाइस ये है कि सब कुछ एकदम से ठहरता नहीं है, कुछ ना कुछ चलता रहता है. सो देयर आर मोशंस. तो ये मेरी सेकंड फिल्म है बेसिकली लॉकडाउन पीरियड में. तो फर्स्ट फिल्म मैंने जस्ट कैप्चर करना शुरू किया अपने अराउंड कुछ मोशंस को. पर्दा हिल रहा है, कागज हिल रहा है टेबल पर, लैपटॉप की स्क्रीन पर नंबर्स पढ़ रहे हैं, जिसकी डेथ्स हो रही है उसके. तो इस तरह के बहुत सारे मूवमेंट, या चाय उबल रही है. तो जितने भी मोशन आसपास देखने को मिल रहे हैं वो सारे मोशंस को मैंने कैप्चर करना शुरू किया था. और वो मेरी पहली फिल्म थी जिसमें मोशंस अराउंड इर्द गिर्द के नाम से 2 मिनट का एक वीडियो मैंने बनाया था. उसमें कोई कहानी नहीं है, जस्ट मोमेंट्स है, मोमेंट्स ऑफ मोशन. क्या क्या गतिमान है हमारे आसपास, हम उसको कैप्चर करने की कोशिश करते हैं. तो उसी सीरीज में फिर अपनी बालकनी से, अपने छत से क्या दिखता है उस ब्लॉकेज में, जो इतना रिस्ट्रिक्शंस उसमें क्या दिखता है उसको देखना शुरू. तो हम देखते हैं कि नीचे एक सब्जी वाला है, बालकनी में मम्मी है, आस पड़ोस में बच्चे खेल रहे हैं. बच्चे ग्रुप में नहीं खेल सकते लेकिन बच्चे अकेले खेल. तो इन मोमेंट्स को मैंने कैप्चर करना शुरू किया और इन मोमेंट्स को कैप्चर करते उसके अंदर एक लीनियरिटी सी दिखी और उसमें एक इमोशन दिखने लगा, एक भाव दिखने लगा. वो भाव इस तरह का भाव दिखने लगा कि एवरीथिंग इज ब्लॉक्ड एंड हर एक आदमी होप कर रहा है. सो देयर वाज रेजोनेंस ऑफ होप. तो उस होप के एंगल से फिर वीडियोस को देखना शुरू किया. होप एज ए मेटाफर, जो विजुअल्स जो है वो विजुअल्स के अंदर होप के मेटाफर्स को देखना शुरू किया. तो मैंने ये पाया कि जितने भी एडल्ट्स हैं या टुवर्ड्स मैच्योर एज है, हम ये देखते हैं कि बहुत सारे लोग ब्लॉक हैं, लेकिन बच्चे उनके अंदर जो होप है या क्रिएटिवली वो कैसे चीजों को इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं वो ज्यादा बेहतर स्थिति में है. तो ये इन सारी चीजों को कैप्चर करना शुरू किया और एक होप को जनरेट करने का आइडिया है कि वीडियो ऐसा होना चाहिए कि वो देखकर होप जनरेट करे, पॉजिटिव सेंस में एक होप जनरेट करे. ये ब्लॉकेज तो है ही, उस ब्लॉकेज से हम कैसे लड़ सकते हैं, इंतजार है उसके अंदर, होप है, इसको देखने की कोशिश की, इसको डिपिक्ट करने की कोशिश की. एंड चूंकि मैं पीछे पढ़ता भी रहा हूँ और फैज को काफी मैं पसंद करता हूँ, तो ऐसे ही फैज की नज्म मुझे ये हमदा कर याद थी पहले से, और इसको जब मैं सर्च करता हुआ गया तो लाल बैंड का एक गाना मेरे को मिला, मुझे लगा कि ये एक थोड़ा सा अनकन्वेंशनल एक्सप्रेशन हो सकता है इस फिल्म में। कोई इस तरह का स्टोरी नहीं मैं बनाना चाह रहा था, वो मोमेंट का कोलाज बनाना चाह रहा था जो होप को जनरेट कर सके, और वो जो ब्लॉकेज बना है उस ब्लॉकेज से स्ट्रगल करते हुए लोग पॉजिटिव सेंस में दिखे। तो जितने भी विजुअल्स आप इसमें देखेंगे उसके अंदर वो जो सर्वाइवल की इंस्टिंक्ट होती है होप के साथ, उसको मैंने डिपिक्ट करने की कोशिश की। दैट्स इट।
कोई भी सवाल किसी के, या एनी सजेशंस, एनी कमेंट्स, एनी थिंग दैट यू वुड लाइक टू ऐड, और या Diana?
I like the way it's very positive. That's what I really liked about it, because everything is just bringing us down during this lockdown. But like he's saying about the hope thing and all, I think it's very true. It's like you look at life differently. Why can't you look at it differently? It's just temporary right now. You will move on definitely. So I think it's really nice, and it's written also very well.
Okay, and now we have here only Manushi. You there? Hi, Manushi. Can you hear us? आपको आवाज आ रही है मानुषी? अभी थोड़ी देर पहले उनका वीडियो भी आया था, so I'm not sure कि क्या हो रहा है. Okay, yeah. So अगर वो आ जाते हैं तो ठीक है. Just later. Otherwise, I would also like to comment a little. Yeah, मानुषी, आपको आवाज आ रही है मानुषी? Hello. Okay, so in the meantime, yeah, Abhishek, आपके इनफैक्ट कुछ लोगों से बात हुई उसको लेकर के, गाने को और वो लेकर के. सो few people in the jury and कुछ जो reviewing committee के members थे, they had a question कि why that song, या why that particular फैज का आपने वो क्यों लिया, या जो पाकिस्तान का वो जो लाल बैंड है उसका आपने वो क्यों यूज किया. Like what was, like, is there anything else that was supposed to mean by that song, या सिर्फ होप की बात थी?
एक होप की बात, ऑफ कोर्स एक होप की बात तो सॉरी वो बेसिकली एक सोशियो पॉलिटिकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में दिखा था, उसको पॉलिटिकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में दिखा था. लेकिन ये जो सर्कमस्टांसेस हैं डिफरेंट तरीके के सर्कमस्टांसेस हैं. पैंडेमिक जिसे हम कह रहे हैं, लेकिन आइसोलेशन में पैंडेमिक को और सोशियो पॉलिटिकल सिचुएशंस को अलग करके नहीं देखा जा सकता. तो ये आज के समय में कॉन्टेक्चुअलाइजेशन का एक मुझे लगता है कि वेरी रेलेवेंट कॉन्टेक्स्ट में उस गाने को प्लेस करना विजुअल के साथ, ये मेरा एक स्ट्रगल उसके साथ रहा है. और दूसरा, वो बच्ची जो आखिर में इस वीडियो के अंदर आप डांस करते हुए देखते हैं, या वो आप झूला झूलते हुए देख रहे हैं एक छोटे से मौके के लिए, या वो बच्चा जो हारमोनियम वहां पर बजा रहा है, तो मेरा आइडिया इसमें ये था कि फैज की नज्म के अंदर बच्चों में जिस तरह की एक आशा दिखाई देती है, या बच्चे एक ऑड कंडीशन में, ऑड सिचुएशन में जिस तरह से उम्मीद से, हमेशा उम्मीद से, और उन चैलेंजेस को मीट आउट करते हैं जो चैलेंजेस उनके आमने सामने आते हैं. तो फैज की नज्म के कोर में मुझे वो उम्मीद दिखती है, बच्चों की सी उम्मीद दिखती है. एक दूसरा, तैमूर रहमान की जो आवाज में ये गाना है, और उस बच्ची की जो मूवमेंट है, इसके अंदर मेरे को एक कोहेरेंस दिखती है. तो उस कोहेरेंस मुझे बहुत अपील कर रही थी, इसलिए इसको मैंने रखा.
See, you are on mute. We can't hear you. Sorry. You'll
I
have to
can't hear you. Yeah.
अच्छा, मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही थी। हाँ, मैं बोल रहा था कि मानुषी, आप बोलना स्टार्ट करिए या आपकी फिल्म के बारे में। या
Okay. Shamji, first of all, I would like to thank you for creating this platform where newbie like us also get a chance to showcase our films and get motivated. And after watching few movies, I'm sorry I didn't watch all the movies. I'm really floored by the films of the other directors, their concepts, camera angles, and now I learned a lot from those movies, and I have a lot of learning to do. So about me, I'm from Delhi. I'm professionally I'm a full-time book editor and a short story author, and I have just started writing screenplays for short web series in Bengali. So I'm slowly foraying into filmmaking. It's a self-learning process. I didn't learn it from any of the institutes. So I'm just taking baby steps, you can say. So about my film, there is not much to say. Am I audible? Okay. Am I audible? Hello?
yes, you're audible.
Okay, because I'm not able to hear you. Okay, so about my film, there's not much to say because during the start of the lockdown, I was actually working on a script and some other script, and the work was getting very boring. So I thought of making a lockdown film and started on the script, on writing the script. It was a different script. Actually, it was very much going to be the one that Mr. Harsha made, asking people from various cities to shoot the scenes for me. But it didn't take off. People during lockdown, everybody was taking time off and they were not interested in the project. And maybe because I was a newbie, they were not interested in me yet, rather. So that project didn't take off. So, but now the Kira was in my head and I was like screaming to make a short movie. So I was just thinking what to do. So one day I just asked my daughter to make tea for me. And at the same time, I asked her, she's a teenager, I asked her to water the plants. So she said, do you think I have a twin or what? So that statement actually gave me the idea that I can utilize whatever resources I have. So I can utilize that and make a short film on that, a sweet, because in this lockdown, teenagers and children suffered the most. They are at home all the time. They are not equipped for a situation like this, doing online study, not able to go out to play, doing house chores. So I made use of those limited resources. I created a triple role depicting a teenager's day during lockdown. I sat down, I scripted and shot the film in some 3 or 4 hours, I guess. And then my husband edited it. So on and on, it was a one-day affair. It was a short, sweet film revolving around a teenager's life, a teenager's day during lockdown. That's it.
All right, so yeah, that was a nice thing to say. In fact, in the adverse situations, we come up with newer ideas. In the adverse situation, we come up with innovations. So that is what you all have done. I think Maz wanted to say something, add something. He has raised his hand.
I just wanted to ask the title of the film because I cannot relate the director with the film. So
lockdown and teenagers.
Yeah. I when you started talking about teenagers, I realized because I had seen the film, so I got it.
Yeah, actually my daughter is in the movie. I'm not there, so I only directed it. So lockdown and teenagers, yes.
No, it was quite entertaining, like a sketch. It was a sketchy entertainer.
Thank you, Maz. Thank you so much.
So yeah, even while picking up the films from the whole bucket, we tried and accommodate films of different genres, different takes on lockdown, so that we get a whole flavor of it. Like your film was something which was dealing completely with how a teenager would behave. So that thing was missing in all the other films.
Yeah, so that is how they behave actually. That is how they behave actually at home.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yes.
So yeah, great. All of you that you could participate in this director's talk. If anybody wants to say anything or want to share anything with me or to ask me anything, they still have like 2-3 minutes, because we'll be winding up in another 3 minutes, because we have a master class at 5. I've shared the link of the masterclass also. So the masterclass is with Hemant Kher. He is a screenwriter. He has written 4 feature films. He has written a lot of TV series, and he has been a creative director also for a very long time in the industry. So we'll be soon having the masterclass at 5 o'clock. In the meanwhile, if any last words, any last thoughts, anything that you would like to say.
When is the next
What my
competition? I will be prepared for that.
Very soon we'll be doing something, Manushi, because we got very good response and people are
Yes.
asking about that when are the next thing is happening. So we have started thinking towards that. So as soon as we get to know, then since you're the first members of our first film festival, so definitely we'll be letting you the first. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Our entry will be free.
Huh?
Our entry will be free.
Yeah. Definitely. We'll get you waivers also. Yeah.
So Shyam, you gave overall right for the festival.
Uh-huh. Just a second.
एक ओवरऑल
एक second.
ओवरऑल क्राइटेरिया आपने जरूर
Yeah, हेमंत. हाँ हाँ हाँ. नहीं मास्टर क्लास का लिंक मैंने डाला है अलग से उसमें 2020 वाले में. तो अब मैं ये सेशन खत्म कर रहा हूँ. Just finishing in 1 minute and then I'll start that session. हाँ अभिषेक, you saying?
हाँ तो मैं कह रहा हूँ ओवरऑल तो आपने बताया फिल्म सिलेक्शन का एक बेसिक क्राइटेरिया आपने बताया. मैं ये जानना चाह रहा हूँ क्या कुछ ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि इंडिविजुअली उनकी फिल्म पे जो भी कमेंट्स हैं, ज्यूरी के कमेंट्स या आपके कमेंट्स हैं और फीडबैक उसके इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए कि आगे अगर हम काम करना चाहते हैं तो और इम्प्रूवमेंट कैसे कर सकते हैं अपने काम में, इसका कोई एक फीडबैक का मैकेनिज्म.
Definitely, उसके लिए अच्छा है. So what I had suggested to all of you, even in my mail also, that do write comments, do write feedbacks on all the films, and I have in fact made a mailer list where I have included all of you in one mail, so you can also give comments to each other. And I have also created a WhatsApp group where there are around 10 or 11 people. You all can be on the WhatsApp group. So unless you ask, I cannot add anybody without their own wishes.
Okay.
So if you want to be there, because we are discussing a lot there in the WhatsApp group as well. And apart from that, right now at 5 o'clock, we are also doing a session with the screenwriting expert, Hemant Kher. So if you're participating there, he has also seen all the films. He is also part of the festival. He is my partner in Rolling Floor Studios. So we can discuss this there also. And you can also be part of, like, since you all have participated today, so it doesn't mean that you cannot participate tomorrow's directors session, but we would primarily address to the directors who have not spoken. But if the time is remaining, you can always ask questions, you can always get comments. All right, so with this, I would like to say thanks to all of you for participating in this festival. Do promote this festival, send it to your friends, share links and everything. And we'll be announcing the results on 30th of June or the 1st of July, because we also have one award in the popular segment. Whosoever receives the maximum of likes, views, comments, those things, so there will be one film selected on audience poll also. All right, so are we good to go?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you
All right.
so much.